already. So he's off Mufasa, he off the... I can't use him for the fantasy no more, because my friend is off. So I gotta find somebody else. Gotta go back to Lenny Kravitz.
Nobody expected a calm talk when Iman pulled up to Teyana's house, but they didn't expect Fist slamming into skin either. He showed up like a storm rolling in at sunset. No warning, no call ahead, no quiet knock at the door. Neighbors say it started with shouts so loud they rattled the fence, the kind of anger you don't whisper about later because everyone heard it. They say it didn't even sound like words after a while, just raw noise, rage boiling out of a man who'd been holding too much inside for too long. 1 minute the yard was just a backyard. Green grass, a patio chair, the fence humming with summer heat. And the next, furniture was flying and fists were swinging like this was some street corner brawl instead of a family home. This wasn't just a lover's spat, not some petty argument about who left or who stayed. This was years of secrets crashing through skin and bone, pride and heartbreak colliding in the open where everyone could watch. And right there, caught between two men with nothing left to lose, was Teyana, eyes wide, hands trembling, begging them to remember the baby sleeping just inside. But by then it was too late. The backyard was a battlefield now. They say Iman didn't even pause when he pulled up. He didn't knock. He didn't wait for an invite. He stormed through the side gate like he still paid the mortgage, like the walls and fences and back porch still belonged to him. His jaw was clenched so tight one neighbor swears they could see the veins in his neck from their kitchen window. Teyana was inside, blinds half open, frozen mid-step when she spotted his shadow sliding across the yard. She knew that posture, shoulders square, steps too quick to be calm. Neighbors heard him before they saw him, his voice punching the quiet evening with Aaron's name, spit flying with every word. Somewhere down the street a dog barked back, sharp and startled by the sound of a man unraveling. Word is, Iman found out Aaron was there from a leaked text, one careless message that turned a normal day into a fuse waiting to blow. He wasn't there to talk it out, not this time. He wanted answers that words wouldn't give him. He wanted an apology that wouldn't come. Maybe he wanted a fight more than anything. Some say Teyana rushed out first, hair still damp from the shower, hands up like a shield she knew wouldn't stop him. But his eyes were past her, locked on the man standing inside, too calm, too ready. And when Aaron finally stepped out, the air snapped so hard it made the fence creak. There's a hush before a storm, a half-breath where maybe it could have ended different. Witnesses swear you could feel it, the moment the yelling turned to something thicker, heavier, fists itching for a place to land. Aaron didn't raise his voice at first. He stepped down the back steps slow, hands out, trying to keep his words low, keep Iman from spinning completely out. But there was no calming a man who'd tasted betrayal that deep. One shove cracked that hush wide open, a hand to the chest, a flinch, then a swing that carried years of swallowed pride with it. Iman's fist hit Aaron's jaw so clean the sound bounced off the garden wall like a slap that didn't end. Teyana screamed so loud it bounced too, high and sharp over the thud of a man hitting the patio pavers. Neighbors who peeked through fence gaps say Aaron didn't stay down long. He wiped the blood off his lip with the back of his hand, spit red into the grass, and squared his shoulders like he'd been waiting to swing back for a long, long time. Patio chairs scraped the concrete, one flipped so hard it cracked. The small table they'd once eaten family dinners around splintered when someone's back slammed into it. Fists swung. Grunts and curses tangled with Teyana's voice, her fear trying to shove itself between two men too far gone to hear it. She was all you could hear over the chaos sometimes, her voice cutting through the slap of fists and feet shuffling on the deck. Her words cracked around the edges, raw and too late to stop anything. She kept begging, arms stretched wide like she could catch all that flying anger and force it back into their chests. She said the baby's name over and over, like reminding them of tiny hands and soft giggles might stitch their fist shut. She grabbed at Iman's elbow, nails digging into his skin as if pain might drag him back from the edge. He twisted free so hard she stumbled, breath gone, mascara already running. She turned to Aaron then, voice hoarse, eyes wild, asking him to stop, to just walk away before cops or worse came crashing through the fence. But pride is louder than reason when fists are talking. Aaron's lip was split, knuckles raw already, and he wasn't about to stand down while Iman kept swinging. One neighbor yelled from the porch to call the cops, another's voice cracking, saying, "This is gonna end bad." Teyana clutched her phone like a lifeline, 911 already on the screen, thumb hovering while tears blurred everything that used to feel like home. But fists kept swinging wider every time she stepped closer, shouts growing uglier than any truth they'd whispered behind doors. And when she dropped to her knees on the patio, Voice gone. The fight was past saving. Sirens cut through it before the fists could do worse. Red and blue lights leaked through the fence slats, sirens mixing with the heavy breath of two men who'd torn each other apart for something words never really could fix. Cops spilled through the open gate like water through a broken dam, shouts layering over the curses and the quiet moans of bruises blooming fresh under streetlights. Iman didn't fold right away, rage still shaking his shoulders when 3 officers circled him, hands hovering at their belts. He kept shouting Aaron's name, spit flying with each promise that this wasn't done, wouldn't be done, not while he still had fists to swing. Aaron leaned against the fence, blood pooling at the edge of his chin, eyes never leaving Iman's face even while paramedics pressed a cold pack to his jaw. Teyana was the ghost in the chaos, running from officer to officer, hands flailing, voice raw and splintered as she pointed at both men. The backyard she'd once dressed up for baby parties, now a crime scene taped off with neon lines. Neighbors lined the sidewalk, phones up, recording clips they'd post before sunrise. Iman's wrists clicked into cuffs behind him, jaw set like iron while he spat out every name Aaron's ever had. The backyard smelled like sweat, cheap perfume, fresh-cut grass and something sourer, broken trust leaking into the warm summer air. And the internet wasted no time sucking up every second. Those shaky clips turned into loops before the sirens even faded. Slow-motion replays of fists landing, Aaron's head snapping back, Iman's raw shout slicing through the night. People online picked sides like it was a game. Some laughing at Iman for finally snapping, for letting the calm mask slip just long enough to prove the rumors right. Others dragged Aaron through muddy comments, calling him a snake, saying he'd been waiting to push the last button just to watch Iman lose everything. Meme pages made the backyard fight look like pay-per-view boxing, splicing old interviews where each man promised they'd never lose control. Teyana's face went viral too, frozen mid-scream, mascara streaks down her cheeks, hands outstretched between 2 men tearing her life in half while the world watched like a crowd at an arena. Rumors lit up group chats and gossip sites, people guessing who leaked the text that dragged Iman to that backyard, who really called the cops first, whose lawyer was already working the phone lines before the cuffs even clicked shut. Everyone could agree on one thing: this wasn't the finale. This was just the first scene of something messier, louder, meaner. Now the question isn't if this fight ruined them, it's how much worse it's going to get. Whatever line had once existed between private heartbreak and public collapse is gone now, shattered in the sound of raised voices and flashing sirens. Insiders are already whispering about what comes next, and it isn't healing. It's legal action. Sources close to Aaron say he's considering pressing charges, assault, public endangerment, whatever he can build from the bruises that showed up in the leaked photos. What was once just a backyard blow-up might soon become a courtroom brawl. If Aaron decides to go all the way, Iman could find himself standing in front of a judge, facing consequences that can't be spun or scrubbed clean with a statement. Meanwhile, Teyana is stuck in the eye of the storm. There's no more neutral ground for her to stand on. No soft space to fall. Every step she takes now, whether it's to daycare or the grocery store, comes with eyes on her, questions whispered behind camera lenses, and the unbearable weight of everyone waiting for her next move. Some sources say she's already preparing to disappear for a while, packing quietly while the world outside her window spins out of control. A baby on one hip, a suitcase on the floor zipped tight, as if keeping her secrets inside that bag might somehow stop them from spilling into the headlines. She hasn't said a word since that night, and maybe she won't for a while. Maybe silence is her last shield. Aaron's camp has been silent too. No dramatic press conferences, no interviews, no carefully worded statements. Just a wall of silence that people are starting to read as strategy. Insiders say he's choosing restraint for now, knowing that every time Iman's name trends, it's because he lost control, not because he gained sympathy. Aaron's waiting, maybe even betting, that the more Iman lashes out, the easier it'll be to step over him when the time comes to tell his side of the story. Iman's people, on the other hand, are doubling down. No apologies. No regrets. Just quiet confirmation that he doesn't take back a single punch. They say that swing, the one that landed with all the weight of months of suspicion, jealousy, and fury, was the only honest thing he's done in a long time. He's not sorry. Not to Aaron. Maybe not even to Teyana. To him, it wasn't a mistake. It was a statement. And while all of that brews behind closed doors, the outside world watches, camera flashes like lightning strikes. Paparazzi have already staked out the block, waiting for that one photo. Teyana walking down the sidewalk alone, no man's hand in hers. That image will say more than any caption ever could. It'll tell the world that this isn't just a love triangle anymore. It's a broken war zone with no sides left to root for, just wounds that won't close, and secrets that'll bleed out every time these men cross paths again. So who really won that backyard war? Was it the man whose fist spoke first, or the one who didn't fold under the blows? Or maybe nobody won. Maybe they all lost the second the first shout shook the fence and the baby inside started crying. Drop your take in the comments. Whose side are you really on when fists swing and secrets spill in the same breath? Hit that like if you want every leaked clip, every whispered witness, every off-camera truth that'll keep this mess alive long after the bruises fade. And if you're not here when the next round hits, you'll be the only one surprised when another backyard becomes another battleground. This wasn't just a fight. This was raw pride, old betrayals, and a love triangle so rotten the roots are splitting the fence from the inside out. Stay locked in, because next time these fists fly, one of them might not get back up.